Okay, here we are with Yellowknife Votes 2009, and we have Paul Falvo. Paul, perhaps you can reintroduce yourself and let those people who don't know who you are, some of your background and what your profession is.
Sure. Well, my name is Paul Falvo, and I was first elected in 2006. I've been living in Yellowknife since 2001. My family and I, we live downtown, and I have a daughter in school. So we're very concerned about, as a family, about Yellowknife being a good place to live, a safe place. And so those are some of the concerns that I bring to council. To try and sum it up in just a few words, what I try to bring is long-term thinking, because I think that there are too many political leaders that make decisions on a 4-year horizon or a 3-year horizon. And so I think we have to make decisions that are beneficial for the long term. Sometimes that means there's some initial investment, but then if there's a payback or a payoff, then it's a good idea for the long term, for the future.
So I guess that would kind of answer the question as to why you're running. You've been through a term now. I guess you're encouraged to go on and continue that work. Is that basically your feeling on it?
Sure. I've been through a term, and I've been getting positive feedback from people, and the feedback that I get from people tends to be, people aren't saying, oh, I agree with every single one of your ideas, or I think you're the smartest guy on council. I don't hear that. Mm-hmm. What I get from people is that I'm hardworking, that I take their concerns, I listen to them, and I advance those concerns. In fact, probably the single most frequent comment I get is, hey, you're the only guy who answered my email.
Okay, well, that's important, especially for a lawyer. I might add that too.
That's right. I do work in private practice as a lawyer in Yellowknife.
Okay.
And also in the communities. So,
what do you think the issues are going to be in this election? You probably had an earful, probably 2 earfuls since the election was called.
Sure. Well, I think planning and development is always an issue at the municipal level. So I've tried to advance responsible planning and development again with a view to the long term, because we keep hearing from businesses that having more housing is crucial, because I think everybody knows there's a high turnover in businesses in Yellowknife. It's hard for businesses to keep staff in some cases, so having that housing is essential. And of course there has to be a balance between housing and green space, because if you lived in a city that had only one and not the other, it wouldn't make it as good a place to live, obviously. So having a quality of life, having green space and trails, outdoor recreation, and having good municipal facilities, that's also important, because that's one of the things that makes Yellowknife a good place to live. You've got to do all this, of course, at a reasonable cost. I think the cost of living in the north is already higher, as we all know. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to add to that with higher taxes. And taxes are a fact of life. They're not going to go away. They pay for the services that we need. But I voted in 2008. I voted against the municipal budget because I didn't think that that the tax increase was justified. I think that city revenue is something that should rise because property values rise. It should rise as our population rises, but I don't.
That doesn't seem to be happening, eh? We seem to be losing the population, so
and that
kind of puts the squeeze on the revenue side.
It does, and that depends who you talk to as well, because according to the moving companies, we're either staying the same or even increasing. But then I know the official numbers have us down, and so there is this there is a sense of we need to keep people here for sure, and ways of dealing with that are making the city an attractive place to live, having good services, but also keeping costs down. And so we want to make sure that we've got good value for our taxes, that we're getting the most we can. I think that compared to many other cities, we're actually a little bit lower, but we still have to balance that off with the higher cost of living. And it does cost more to deliver some services up here. Mm-hmm. And so that's a fact we have to deal with, but we're trying to achieve that through efficiencies. In fact, even a number of the community energy plan and other energy efficient initiatives, they have a very short payback time for the city. So there's been that initial investment, and we're going to start recuperating costs on those, even ahead of schedule in some cases.
Okay, Paul. Well, thank you very much, and good luck in the campaign, and
Thank you.
we'll be watching.
Thank you.
That's Yellowknife Votes 2009. Thank you.